Time has really been flying lately because all of a sudden the NBA draft is right around the corner and there is a lot to cover before that big day arrives. While the teams at the bottom of the standings are debating over the top prospects and who those at the top of the draft order should take, there are definitely quite a few quality players falling under the radar, which is exactly what we are here to bring to light. In today's video, we will be discussing the 5 players that I believe are the hidden gems of the 2025 NBA draft class. These are all players that are viewed as borderline first-round picks at best, with many likely to fall into the second round, yet I view all of them as quality players in a team's rotation for years to come. Before we start though, it turns out a good amount of you watching right now aren't even subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy the content, consider hitting the subscribe button, as not only does it help out a ton, but I would also very much appreciate it. Now with that being said, let's begin. The first hidden gem in the 2025 NBA draft that we'll be discussing today is Tyrese Proctor from Duke. Every year we see players contribute for winning teams that seem to come out of nowhere, yet when you go back and look at the tape of those players pre-draft, you see their skill sets make a lot of sense bolstering teams with lofty goals. Andrew Nembhard is a prime example of this with the Indiana Pacers as a phenomenal secondary playmaker next to Tyrese Halliburton in the team's backcourt, who competes as hard as anybody, knows his role, and has the confidence and skill to hit some big shots when it matters most. If you're looking for the next Andrew Nembhard, then look no further than Tyrese Proctor. Proctor played 3 years at Duke after coming in as a highly touted recruit, and while his collegiate career didn't quite live up to the hype, causing his draft stock to slip a bit, I think we need to reevaluate what exactly we should be expecting from him at the next level. Realistically, Proctor took some huge and necessary strides forward this season at Duke, embracing his role as more of a secondary creator. He cut back on his turnovers, and he worked tirelessly to improve as a shooter, which yielded promising results as he made 40% of his threes this season. He's a fantastic shooter off the catch, he relocates well off the ball to find space to get a shot off, and he even took his pull-up three-point game to the next level, hitting a red-hot 47% of those shots as well. The knocks on him mostly stem from the struggles he faced during his first 2 seasons, the fact that he is an upperclassman, and the fact that he's not the most impressive athlete in the world, but his game is made to help a team win in a secondary role, and even though those kind of players aren't flashy, they are necessary. The next hidden gem in the 2025 draft class that we'll be discussing today is Hansen Yang from China. Yang has had an amazing year playing in China, but scouts really haven't had many opportunities to watch him play live until recently. He attended the Combine last month where decision makers for all 30 teams got to see him up close, and by the end of the event, he was turning a lot of heads for good reason. Yang is a monster at 7'2", and he has the game to make a difference at the NBA level. You can already start to see how much Nikola Jokic is impacting the next generation of big man talent, with Yang being a prime example of it, because what he showed off during the televised Combine scrimmages had Jokic written all over it. I'm not here to say that he's the next Nikola Jokic, nor will he come close to Jokic's level, but it's obvious that he models parts of his game after him as a highly skilled big man with incredible passing talent, footwork, and court vision. He's at his best operating out of the high post, where he can go at you when he faces up with a bevy of post moves. He'll find the open cutter or shooter if the defense collapses on him. He sets good hard screens, and he even showed off shooting range out to the three-point line in those scrimmages too. He's a bit slow-footed, so question marks about his work on defense are one of the big reasons why he's still labeled as a second-round talent, but offensively, he has all of the talent to prove he could be one of the biggest steals of the night when it's all said and done. The next hidden gem in this draft class that we'll be discussing today is Hugo Gonzalez from Real Madrid. Gonzalez is suffering the same fate pretty much every other European prospect not named Luka Doncic deals with. He hasn't been trusted to play big minutes on his current team, and his overall lack of production is hurting his draft stock. In Europe, the culture is very much more heavily focused on the veteran players playing most of the minutes, Because they are still teams trying their hardest to win at the end of the day, so while NBA fans would sometimes like to see the developments of potential prospects get more of the focus, historically the young guys have had to fight hard to get any minutes at all. Gonzalez only managed to play 10 minutes per game this season for Real Madrid, with production that doesn't really stand out, and as a result he's slid down draft boards to the point where he's now at risk of falling into the second round. But a year ago he was viewed as a potential lottery pick, and in the right system could still absolutely return lottery caliber play. Gonzalez plays hard at all times with an impressive motor on defense where he can competently defend multiple positions and battle with players of all strengths and sizes. He's a great athlete with explosiveness around the basket that makes him a tough cover as a slasher. He has great finishing skills at the rim, and there's reason to believe he can develop into a useful secondary creator on the ball over time, despite the limited usage in such situations in Spain. The fact that he struggled shooting from 3 also hurt his stock, but everything with him has been in such a limited sample size, and he could easily prove to be yet another example of an overseas player getting flourishing when given the chance to play more freely out of the tight-leashed system they're coming from. The next hidden gem in this draft that we'll be discussing today is Yannik Neerhouser from Penn State. Neerhouser is another monster of a center that is absolutely worth taking a swing on in the second round that I believe could outperform his current status exponentially. He really wasn't on anybody's radar leading into the season after transferring to Penn State from Northern Illinois, but he took a huge leap as a junior in the Big Ten this year, and it probably deserved more coverage than it got. Yannik is a beast of a shot blocker who led the conference in blocks per game, and his timing and discipline on shot contests give him the necessary skills to thrive as a rim protector at the NBA level. He's everything you look for in a rim-running, pick-and-roll lob threat of a big man, as he has the mobility and athleticism to match his towering size and finishing ability. And after measuring in with a 37-inch vertical leap at the combine, his combination of size and explosiveness are too impressive to ignore. Then when you look at his combine shuttle run time of 2.84 seconds and lane agility drill time of 11.45 seconds, we're looking at one of the best physical specimens in the entire class. Overall, his game is definitely raw, and him being a third-year player is also contributing to there being much less excitement for him than other younger prospects, but the things he's good at are things that can help an NBA team from day one, and as someone playing such an important position, that's the type of talent you take a swing on every single time. And finally, the last hidden gem we'll be discussing today is Theoro from Arkansas. Theoro, like many others discussed today, is yet another upperclassman with inconsistencies shooting the basketball as the primary reason why they are seen as fringe first-round talent with a good chance of falling into the second round, when down the line, they have the clear potential to contribute positive minutes to a winning team. Theoro gives off similar vibes athletically to the Thompson twins, and even though he's not quite as explosive and bouncy as those two are, he is easily in the conversation for most athletic player in this draft class. He brings power with his explosiveness around the basket, rising up for strong dunks in traffic, putting his 7-foot wingspan to good use. He consistently plays hard as a tough-nosed competitor too, which you always love to see from someone with the size and strength to dominate on the defensive end, which is exactly what he does, giving teams a lockdown perimeter defender with versatile switchability. He's even more advanced than most players his age defending off the ball, constantly finding ways to rotate into playmaking positions to generate turnovers, bump rollers and make his presence felt with physicality, and crash the glass when a shot goes up. He'll definitely need to improve as a shooter to be playable at the highest level consistently, but with his work ethic and motor, he brings the type of pedigree I'm willing to take a bet on every time if I'm a playoff team picking at the end of the first round, or even a team drafting early in the second round. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below what you think of these hidden gems in the draft. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.